Now, the second half of our interview from Helsinki with the president, he had a lot to say about the Mueller indictments. Very interesting exchange on Angela Merkel, whether she or Vladimir Putin is a better leader for their people, and more. Here it is. You spoke with the Russian president about the hacking of the DNC servers. Those indictments were announced just a couple of days before you left on your European swing. What do you think of the timing of those indictments?
Well, I don't think of the timing as much as I think of other timing. Barack Obama was president. I wasn't president when this happened. Barack Obama was the president of the United States when all of this was when I was getting elected. So I was being elected, and I guess I assumed this stuff all took place in that area or before. And he was president, and they informed him of it, and he did nothing. And then after I won, see, he thought Hillary was going to win. After I won, he said, oh, this is a big deal. Well, it wasn't a big deal as long as she won. So it's a disgrace. And frankly, it's a disgrace what's happening to our country.
Would it be possible for you to direct the Department of Justice, FBI, to take possession of the server and have, assuming no government investigators looked at it, which seems to be the case right now, and get to the bottom of it?
So, as I've told you, and the answer is absolutely it is possible, and maybe at some point it'll be done. But I've wanted to stay out. My Department of Justice is the one branch, the one group that I'm very little involved in, same with the FBI. Am I disappointed that they're not looking at all of the crooked things taking place on the other side? Like the Pakistani man who left with these 3 servers, knew everything about Schultz, knew everything. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And I think he had 3 servers. I believe they even have them, and they don't want to use them. Or the DNC, where the server was never taken by the FBI. They went in there, and Podesta or somebody threw him out of the office. They said, get out of here. And yet they go after other people like there's no tomorrow. So I have purposely, and you understand that, I spoke to you about it before, as they said, you're winning. Don't get involved, because I don't want to have people accuse me of anything. So I've stayed very much uninvolved. But am I allowed to be involved? Totally. Will I be involved? We'll have to see as it goes along. I mean, right now people are finding out a lot of things that they never thought. And in all fairness to the IG report, it was an unbelievable report, except at the end where they sort of tried to be politically correct. But when you talk about bias, there's never been bias like that. Now, Strzok, on the other hand, was, that was total bias. But that report was a good report, except for the basic conclusion.
So finally on Europe.
Which wasn't even bad.
Having met with, talked to, watched carefully Angela Merkel in Germany, Vladimir Putin in Russia, who do you think, from the perspective of their countries, does a better job representing the interest, again, of their countries?
So Angela was a superstar until she allowed millions of people to come into Germany. That really hurt her badly, as you know. She was unbeatable in any election. She allowed millions of people to come in, and when they came into Germany, they passed everywhere else, and they went to lots of other countries, although Hungary would not take any, and a lot of people wouldn't. But what happened is it was the Great Migration, and obviously it's hurt Angela very much. So I don't want to say who's better, who's not better, but I will say this. She's been very badly hurt by immigration, very, very badly hurt.
So China is a very rich country, as you often say. How many refugees and immigrants does China allow?
I'd say probably none.
Why is that?
I'd say, how about asking me about Japan? How about asking me about South Korea? How about asking me about a lot of other countries that are very successful?
Is there pressure on those countries to allow millions of refugees and immigrants to come in?
Pressure? I don't even think the people making the decision would want to waste the phone call. There's no chance. Check out Japan. Ask them, how many have you taken in the last 20 years? You can count them on your fingers. No, it's different. And
well, but wait, if the key to success as a country is immigration.
I don't say, well, look,
how can those countries
I'm
be
not even talking about key to success, and it depends on what immigration, what's going on.
Right.
But you're asking me about China, and I added Japan, I added South Korea, I could add other countries also. It is virtually impossible. I'll tell you what, Mexico has very strong immigration laws. You know, if Mexico wanted, they could stop this huge flow of people coming up from different parts of South America, including Mexico, and pouring into our border. Our laws are so bad. We have the worst laws anywhere in the world. We have the worst immigration laws in the world. We don't have any law. We have an opposite to law. And then on top of it, you have the right to separate children, okay? So everything's bad, but you have the right to separate children. It's really disgraceful that the Democrats aren't doing something about it, because we need their votes, as you know. So I hope we're going to get enough Republicans that we don't need them come November. But the Democrats, we need their votes. We have, as you know, 51. And even the 51 is not really there for obvious reasons in the Senate. And in the House, it's fairly close. We need Democrat votes in order to get it done. And they really just want to resist. You know, the whole thing is resist, right? That's their big theme, resist. What do you get from resistance? But it's resist and obstruct. That's what they're all about. It's the only thing they're good about. They're not good politicians. They've got horrible policy, but they're very good at sticking together and resisting and obstructing. But that's hurting our country. But we'll get the immigration laws changed.
President of the United States, thank you for the conversation.
Thank you very much.